Adela, the master tactician, has made her entrance on Lumia Island. Her playstyle revolves around highly synergistic skills that set up a board full of pieces that will interact with each other and annihilate her opponents. Adela is easily one of the most unique characters we have ever seen in Eternal Return, being a character unlike anything I've ever actually seen before in another game. And in addition to her being unique, she is actually incredibly fun to play too, so let's get right into some builds that I liked initially for Adela. This first build I want to talk about is a Tanky Amp 4-zone build that I ended up using to win one of the games in the T0 tournament. This build comes together exceptionally fast since you get absolutely everything within these 4 zones. The only real drawback of this is that you're actually going to be finishing your weapon in your 4th zone, even though it is a 3-zonable weapon, but it's kind of the price you pay for being able to finish absolutely everything so fast. Before you know it, you're going to have everything done in just those 4 zones, and you're going to be spiking super hard probably around the time you're still in night 1. Now, the weapon of choice here is going to be Mistletoe. This is a weapon that is actually proven to be quite good on Adela. She does pretty well in 2 main archetypes. The first one we're going to be talking about here is the Amp archetype, as Mistletoe is going to be the hallmark weapon of all Amp builds. Now, Mistletoe has several lines of stats on it, but the ones you really want to focus on are the skill amplification there down at the bottom, as well as the CDR right above it. Additionally, the vision range is actually pretty good too, and you shouldn't be sleeping on the SP regen either, as it's going to be covering a lot of your mana issues in all phases of the game. Now, as for the rest of the build, we have Sunset Armor, which gives you a massive chunk of max HP. It's also fairly just easy to build in general. You also have Schrodinger's Box, which gives you another nice chunk of max HP, and of course Imperial Burgeonet, Dropnir, and Straitjacket Sneakers to give you that extra amp to make sure that your skills are doing quite a lot of damage to synergize well with your Mistletoe. Overall, this build is pretty beefy, as you have all that max HP between the Sunset Armor and the Schrodinger's Box, and the skills will be the main focus since you do have all of this spell amp. You should be focusing on learning her different combos in order to maximize your damage with all of your skills. Your auto attacks will not be super relevant with this build, but your skills will be doing quite a bit of damage. And now the next build I want to talk to you about is actually pretty similar to this one, but instead of being tankier, it just opts for a full amp package. And of course, I'm talking about the full amp Adela version. Now, this one again will also run the Mistletoe, but you're going to start seeing some differences in the items chosen, as you see a Cabana, Tindalos Band, and Uchiwa here instead of the other items from that other build. Again, this build is opting for more just amp stacking as opposed to some little bit of survivability to try and keep you in the fight longer. Your goal is to just burst people with gigantic combinations of all of your skills and just hope that you manage to burst them down before they have a chance of jumping on you, because you are pretty vulnerable without all that max HP. For those who aren't quite aware, Cabana, yes, it does require a meteorite, but you're going to be sitting on that commander's armor for most of the game until you get that. If you can't quite upgrade it to a Cabana, don't stress about it. Commander's armor is still a fairly good chest piece, so it actually isn't all that bad. Now, let's talk about the routing. You're going to be starting over here in Temple, just like the build we just talked about, going to school in the same fashion, but instead of going to Pond, you're going to be going to Forest instead. You'll be finishing your weapon, Uchiwa, and your shoes all within these first 3 zones. That's your first major power spike. From here, you're going to be traveling over into Uptown to grab a few more things before you teleport to Alley to finish off your build. Once you get your Tindalos Band, your Burgeonet, as well as your Commander's Armor over here in Alley, this is your second major spike, and at this point, you should be absolutely seeking all the fights around you when possible. You want to snowball, you want to make sure that you get that mastery up and going, because if you don't, you're going to end up falling behind, and since you're pretty squishy, you need to make sure that you have the damage to back up your lack of HP. To contrast the amp builds we just covered, let's talk about the other main way of playing Adela, which is auto attack crit. The reason why crit is pretty good on Adela is because she gets some free crit chance on her passive. She also gets increased movement speed whenever you crit an enemy. Now, when you couple that with the ability to turn all of your attack speed into attack power, she gets some pretty hefty crits. So let's talk about the first crit build on our plate today. It's going to be this crit Lifesteal Volticletto build. So let's talk about the main crit weapon. We're going to be talking about Volticletto. Volticletto is a rapier that brings 47 attack power as well as 35% attack speed. Remember that attack speed is going to be converted into attack power, so this is quite a heavy attack power weapon. Additionally, it also brings a little bit of CDR, it brings some crit chance and 25% crit damage, so you're going to be hitting hard with just this weapon finished. Now as for the rest of the build, you're going to be relying on the motorcycle helmet to give you some max HP, and as far as your offense goes, you've got radar giving you attack speed, crit chance, and effectively attack power because that attack speed is going to be converted into attack power. You've also got Bucephalus for some crit chance, you've got Buccaneer's Doubloon for attack power, crit chance, and a little bit of lifesteal, and you also have the Butler suit to give you even more attack power, some movement speed, and some lifesteal. This build has quite a lot of offensive stats in it, and it can do a ton of damage and lifesteal quite a bit of HP back. If you end up finding yourself with a low HP near some animals, you can also use them for some really easy, quick healing because you lifesteal quite a lot off of animals. Now as for the routing, it's a little bit difficult to pull off, but you're going to be starting over here in Hotel, TPing over to Pond, and you're going to be finishing that doubloon really fast. Going over to Avenue, you finish your Volticletto as well, and this is a pretty decent power spike because you actually have quite a few intermediate items from a lot of these items as well. Going over to Cemetery afterwards, we'll be finishing both your shoes and your butler suit, and moving over to Chapel, you finish the helmet for that max HP, and you have had your vital sign sensor done as well because you just got that paper. So at this point, you're just missing the glue to finish the radar. This build is a powerhouse when it gets online, and you should be using your auto attacks whenever possible because they do so much damage and they help you chase people because you get that extra movement speed off of your passive. You're going to be focusing on using your skills mainly as CC tools and repositioning tools. They can still do decent damage, but overall you're more focused on their utility than their damage since most of your damage is loaded into your auto attacks. Now pretty similar to this build, let's cover another Volticletto build. Unlike the build we just talked about, this one actually comes together extremely fast in just 4 zones. Similar to the last one though, you will be starting over here in Hotel and TPing Pond afterwards, once again finishing that doubloon real fast, but instead you're going to be going to Avenue just like the last one, but you're going to be getting this Burnished Aegis done as well. This is a very nice early game max HP piece, and it's going to keep you pretty healthy even in these early fights. Now once you're done over here in Avenue, you're going to move over to Alley to finish the rest of your build. That's right, it's just a 4-zone build and you get a ton of crit stuff in here as well, so you're going to be able to chase people really hard with that extra movement speed off of your passive. One more quick tip I want to give you for these Pond Avenue 2nd and 3rd zone builds: if you make orchids over here in Pond, you can finish healing potions over here in Avenue. That's really good food. You could also hold ice from Hotel and pick up chocolate over here to also finish some Choco ice cream. And of course the third option is if you use chocolate from Avenue to make Choco pies, you can get boxes preemptively over here in Pond, bring them over to Avenue and make some Choco pie boxes, but you might have some inventory issues there, so maybe just go with the first ones I mentioned. But in any case, the food options are really diverse for this route as Pond and Avenue together give you quite good food options. Now as for the skilling order for all Adela builds, I have been very much enjoying maxing R whenever available, but also putting points into your passive over your Q, over your E, and over your W. Your Q is generally speaking just your main source of consistent damage. Your E is your mobility skill and actually can do quite a bit of damage as well if you manage to trigger a few pawns additionally. Overall, just having that lowered cooldown on your mobility skill is super important, and honestly I value that over maxing out your W for a little bit of extra damage. So let's very briefly talk about combos. On your basic QW combo, if you just Q and W at the same location, your pawn will go in a direction you don't necessarily want it to go in. But by Qing in one place and then Wing just slightly behind it, you'll be pushing it forward directly in front of you. You can use this combo in quick succession to stun someone basically on command. If you're looking to quickly burst your target, you can incorporate your E into your combo to get some additional extra bursts, like so. When your E passes through any piece out on the field, it will cause a mini explosion in that area, and since all your pieces just got stopped on the enemy that you just hit, it's going to cause all of those explosions to explode in such a tiny little area and do a ton of burst damage. The main downside of this though is that you're using your mobility skill in order to do extra damage, so you're a little bit shields down at that point. Now the other combo you should know about Adela is actually her movement skill combo. Adela's E travels incredible distances, but you can make it travel even further by knocking it forward with your W. If you jam E into W on the same spot, oftentimes you'll be knocking the E where you don't want it to be, so you do have to be pulling your W a little bit further back with your cursor before you let it go. So that pretty much covers all of her basic skill combos, so let's check out an example game. Hard Not to Out Hotel, yeah, pretty much. Hey, liking her so far? She's cool. I can't say for sure because like it's been a game. So if there's any like weird glitch inconsistency type stuff, I haven't found it yet. Okay, so I'm seeing some duplicates now. They must have messed something up. I don't think this is supposed to happen. I also don't really care. Like if they say like, oh, it's not intentional, we don't want that in the game. I just don't care. It could be there forever. I would not care if we saw duplicates. I don't know about you guys, but that sort of thing just doesn't bother me. Walk animation is garbage? It's a little weird, I guess, yeah. I don't know about garbage, but it's a little weird. She does kind of eat mana in the late game. That was one thing I really noticed. Oops. I wouldn't mind finding 5 gems in a single container. Yo, tell me about it. Big time same. Yo, can I go all the way over this? Hold on. No, not quite. It's kind of close though. What the fuck did I walk into? It's a 5-way chess match. What? Yeah, thanks for the iron though. Saves me a trip to one more zone. Oh. Double box. I don't know why, but the crafting sound is like so much louder than everything else for some reason. Or maybe just like her voice is quiet. I don't know. Okay, we can upgrade the sword. Need a hammer and a pick. Alright. Ask and ye shall receive. Well, on the bright side, this build is coming together really fast. Whoa. What? That thing stood there for a while. What the fuck? Yo, that guy's so underbuilt. What the hell? Yo, I could frag out. I like have everything online. I guess there's a lot of people who went hotel. People probably got screwed over from that. Wait. What? What? I'm so confused. Whatever, that's fine. Let's go cemetery. Oh. They just revealed an Adela over here. Revealed a couple of them. Why is my map flashing? I don't like that. She doubled back, didn't she? Yeah, probably. Okay, but what if it says skill damage reduction, but I feel like that might be a mistake. Bong, 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 bong. Yeah, because you can just sort of kite them, like, pretty easily. I see what you're saying, and I do agree with it. But I mean, that's sort of the case with most characters, right? Kiting is pretty decent strategy for quote-unquote range characters. For laugh? No. I don't think the Japanese version has a laugh yet. Oh. It just rebounded, apparently. She is coughing. Why play chess when you can play Adela? Dude, Adela is so cool. Okay, we got a tree. I wasn't even trying to get a tree, but it's here. I'm gonna take it. No complaints. I have real good mastery. The spine, this guy does not have a weapon. He is on a fencing rapier. I think he's trying to finish his weapon right now, but we're gonna interrupt him. Sorry. Ah, shit. Cool. Swick. What the hell are you doing here, baby? Shouldn't you be getting a 4v1 to Avenue or something right now? What are you doing? Dude, I cannot hit Wick to save my life. That's what you're saying. This is a really pathetic lip take, by the way. But we take those. Please let me sit down. Okay. Time for glacials? I don't even know if I want glacials on this character. I think I'd rather go for Scotty. Wait, didn't one of those bodies have a crimson bracelet? Am I crazy? Was it like this guy? Maybe? Dude, I might be losing it. I swore I... Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna check this guy, see if it was on him. Maybe? Crimson bracelet? No. New girl any good? She's really fun. But I say that about every character because, well, I mean, all new characters tend to be really fun for some reason. Who knew? That bag lives today. Oh, it's right there. Shit. Well, hello. We just need ice now. Yeah, I think I'd rather be on Scotty. I don't think I want to go to Glacials because this character kites like crazy, and I think if I have to lose all that movement speed, it's sort of just a disadvantage for me. Please give me ice. Please give me ice. Yes. Success. Ah! Please! Game. Put it in the box. Thank you. Okay, someone has me on cam. I cannot use these. I cannot use these. I cannot use these. I cannot use these. I have to beat it into my brain or I will forget. Just drop them? Dude, I guess someone else could pick them up and use them. That's funny. Get him disqualified. Pepe scheming. He's on the chickens. I might, dude, what if they're like, you cannot do that? You broke the rules. You used traps when you shouldn't have. Influenced the game, you cleared those chickens faster. Or some shit like that. Potato. I feel like I'm losing my momentum. I only have 12 mastery. I could try to kill a fucking bear, I guess. That sounds like a chore. Oh. Or instead, kill Zared. Stunned me? Oh! Brother, these fights are so long. Oh my god. How is anyone supposed to have food by Final Zone? I don't know how that's possible. Holy shit. Ah! What the fuck? Scared the shit out of me. Oh my god. I just walked into a bush and found a rat. What? It's disgusting. There's a fight happening over here. And by a fight, I mean probably a prolonged war. Dude, honestly, the white crane fan might be the play here, because holy shit, these fights take so long. Can she summon the chest clock? Jesus. I wish she could. Ow, ow. I'm gonna die to zone, like, before any of us actually kill each other. Please, give me some fucking bread, please. Ooh, milk's pretty good. You don't like the sounds anymore? I love the sounds. Woo! We're medkitting. We are medkitting. So I have nothing to do with this milk. Actually, that's a lie. I can make butter and eat it. So never mind, there is something I can do with it. Not an ideal plan though. Yep, 450. It's something. Go back to school with the box of 3 breads, dude. That box, I miss it already. I wish I was there. Oh! Oh my gosh, these fights. We are just not doing damage to each other. I think the crit guy just probably takes it here. Like, we're all sitting here doing 200 damage and never being able to hit anything. It's gonna be so rough. Wizard. Oh, got you with the knockout. Oh, I'm gonna get third party here. I don't want to be here. Maybe I don't want to be here. What? Wait a second. I'm getting 2v1. Wait a sec. There goes one of my foods. And I burned some timer. Not ideal. I just got here and I'm hearing sounds. Bong, 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 bong. Or is it dong? I don't know. I was like, I legitimately thought I was fighting 2 amps, and then suddenly I started taking a lot of damage from autos and I was very confused. And then it occurred to me what was actually happening. Okay, guys, the current plan is to just eat raw carp when we run out of food. 130, better than 0. Fuck the carp. Oh, no, 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 no. Not the crit guy, not the crit guy! Don't checkmate me. Dude, maybe the game plan is just go to Bicephalus here, because auto attacks seem to just do better. Not the best position to be in. Oh, I'm shredding him! Oh, I'm shredding him! Let's go! Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, we got one. Got the stun. I'm a chess master! Let's fucking go, dude! Woo!